Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Lena Michaels and today is November 10th, Wednesday, and I'm going to be doing a tarot and angel card reading for you and a guided meditation which will come from whichever cards come up. So please do subscribe to my channel on YouTube. I would really be so grateful and appreciate that. And that way you'll be able to see a free meditation and reading every single week. Okay, so thank you so much for being here with me, and we're going to get started. I'm going to turn a little bit of music on right now, which I've already got set up here, and there we go. Okay, so now we have our mood music, and we're ready to go. So, what I'd like to do is ask you to think, those of you who are watching and listening, think of a question that you have, and let's see if it can be answered in this session, okay? This is different than what we've done before. But I have had people sending me notes saying that the questions that they've had have been answered in the readings, but let's set an intention to actually get an answer to a specific question. Okay, so take a moment and think about what you want to ask or what you want clarification on. Okay, here we go. I wanted to just do this first. This is this wonderful little book that I got as a gift many years ago. Actually, it's inscribed. It's got a beautiful little inside cover. It was inscribed and given to me Christmas 2000. Okay, and this book was published in 1985 and then again in 1999. So, no, 1995 and then again in 1999. I'm going to turn this music down. It's a little too loud. I think it's getting too loud here. I got it down. Okay, so the woman who wrote this, her name is Susan Hayward, and I think she's from Australia because that's where it was published, but isn't it cool? It's like a little leather thing. And she says, think of a question and then open the book in any place you want and your answer will be there. Let's see what happens. So you have your question, right? Think about your question. All right, I'm going to open it up. We'll see if it's relevant or not. Well, there's 2 pages here. So I think I'll read them both and we'll see. All the powers of look how beautiful it is. She hand calligraphied everything. See this? She hand calligraphies every page. Pretty cool. See? All hand calligraphy. Okay, so one page says, all the powers of your inner self are set into activation as a result of your conscious beliefs. You have lost a sense of responsibility for your conscious thought because you have been taught that it is not what forms your life. You have been told that regardless of your belief, you are terrorized by unconscious conditioning. Some of your beliefs originated in your childhood, but you are not at their mercy unless you believe that you are. This is a quote from Jane Roberts, if you know who that is, from her book called The Nature of Personal Reality. Jane Roberts, I haven't looked at this book in a long time, but Jane Roberts, I actually have several of her books. She channeled a disembodied spirit called Seth, S-E-T-H, and she wrote a book called Seth Speaks, and then she wrote several other books. And you can find them anywhere, probably on eBay. They were out in the early 80s, or maybe even the late 1970s. And she lived in New York City, and she channeled this disembodied spirit named Seth. Okay, so that's her quote from her. That's the answer to supposedly the question that you asked. But the other side of the page, I'm going to read that one. Life has a bright side and a dark side, for the world of relativity is composed of light and shadows. If you permit your thoughts to dwell on evil, you yourself will become ugly. Look only for the good in everything, that you absorb the quality of beauty. That was Paramahansa Yogananda. Okay? The sayings of Paramahansa Yogananda from that book. So basically, whatever your question was, focusing not on the shadow or the negativity or the part of it not happening, focus on the light and that it is going to happen. And you have a better chance of it happening. And do not be a servant to the beliefs of your childhood or what you were taught when you were young. Okay? Think about some of those things that you were all taught. I mean, money doesn't grow on trees. What do you think? We're made out of money. Turn off the lights. We don't own stock in the electric company. We're trying to conserve here. You can't do what you want to do. You have to do what your family expects you to do. Like, for example, when I was growing up, I wanted to be a surgeon. I also wanted to be a drummer when I was younger, but I was told, no, girls can't play the drums. You have to take piano lessons, which I did. And I was kind of a child prodigy on the piano till some things happened that had me not do the piano anymore. That's another story. But, so I was told, no, you can't do that. You have to be a teacher, a secretary, or a nurse. Those were the three things: a teacher, secretary, or a nurse. Well, guess what? I'm kind of a teacher, I'm kind of a secretary, and I'm kind of a nurse. So I guess I did all three, right? But I wanted to be a doctor, and I am a doctor, Dr. Elena Michaels. So there you go. Anyway, we have to branch out from the training and the belief systems that we heard and were told when we were young. And, I was born in Ohio, in a town in Ohio that was a steel mill town. I took my youngest son back there for my step-grandmother's funeral, and he said, Mom, how'd you ever get out of this town? And I don't know how it happened, but I just got out of that town. Nothing's wrong with the town. There are some wonderful people that live there in that town, and I had some wonderful experiences growing up in that town. But that town was not for me. And that climate was not for me. It just did not sit well with me at all. I knew I was coming to California years before I actually made it to California. All right, so that was a little experiment with this book right here. Now I'm just going to do it one more time. Just give us the energy for today's guided meditation. All right. This one is Success is a Journey. I better get my glasses so I can read who it's by. Success is a journey, not a destination. Half the fun is getting there. That's true. Be here now. And this is from Gita Billen. I don't know who that is. And here's another one. Never be afraid to tread the path alone. Know which is your path and follow it wherever it may lead you. Do not feel you have to follow in someone else's footsteps. That was Eileen Caddy, Footprints on the Path. I do believe I have that book somewhere. Anyway, you don't have to follow in somebody else's footsteps. You just follow your own path, do your own thing, go where you think you need to go, and let the rest take care of itself. All right, it's tarot time. Okay. And today's a 10 day. That's a 1 and a 0, so that's a Magician day. And we're going to pull the cards here and see what's cooking in the tarot. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Think about your question, okay? I'm thinking about mine. Divine protection surround us. Healing white light surround us. Give us the guidance. Give us the wisdom. Give us the direction. Give us the answer to our question. And here we go. Okay. I was just mentioning this card the other day to somebody, yesterday actually. And I said, This is so interesting. I said part of me is like the hermit in the tarot deck, the one who just wants to stay in and study and be in my own space and be with my cat and meditate and light candles and just think, you know, and create. And another part of me, I told her, wants to be like the Three of Cups, out dancing with my girlfriends and my male friends and dancing to music that we love, celebrating. So interesting that this card came up, okay? So here we have three women, goddesses, having a great time, okay? And they have their cups in the air, they're celebrating, maybe they're drinking, I don't know, but they are definitely enjoying themselves and enjoying each other and enjoying the company, okay? Now, in answer to your question, whatever your question was, it's a 3, okay? Is that 3 months? Is it 3 days? Is it 3 hours? Make a note of your question. Make a note of 3 hours from now. Make a note of 3 days from now. Make a note of 3 weeks from now. And make a note of 3 months from now. And put that in your calendar and see what happens at that time to give you more direction and to give you more clarity toward your question and the answer to your question. There they are. Okay? These women are surrounded by, look, there's a pumpkin right there. Is that cute? Thanksgiving. Okay. So there's a pumpkin right there, and there's some grapes right there. See that? Grapes. And there are oranges right here. Oranges. Orange is the color of the solar plexus. And also orange oil is very joyful. Okay. And we have a white, or there we are, a white, a red, and a yellow. You push these two colors together, you blend red and yellow, and what do you get? You get orange, okay? And here they are, and it looks like one has dark hair, one has blonde hair, and one has red hair. That's pretty interesting, okay? There they are. So, hey, and if you're a male, this is your feminine energy celebrating, okay? Just being lighthearted and joyous. So possibly that was an answer to your question, or a partial answer. We're going to pull another card to find out. I think I want to pull another tarot card, and I'm going to pull it right from the top. The answer to the question is, okay, this one. This is a page of pentacles. This is an earth card. Pentacles are of the earth. The pentacles are about manifestation. So it looks like you are focused on whatever your goal is right there. See him focused on that and focused on manifesting it. And he's coming from his heart place. He's wearing a green tunic. All right? Pages, there's no time on a page. Like we had here, this is a 3 card. So I think when I'm done with this, I'm going to make a note in my calendar of 3 hours from now, 3 days from now, 3 weeks from now, and 3 months from now, and see what happens with my question. And is it answered in that period of time? So, okay, those cards, I like to lay them out so when it's time for us to do our guided meditation, I can actually have them laying right on the table next to me so I can know where I'm going with the guided meditation. So let me clear some space here and get this little book out of the way. And let's see what we have here. Okay, we've got this one and this one. And you know what? It's warm. I'm feeling really warm. So I'm going to actually get up and put the fan on me. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. All right, here we are. We're back again. Okay. All right. Okay, so now we're going to pull, let me turn this, there we go. Okay, so now, oh, that feels so much better. All right, now I'm going to go into the angel deck. Okay, first one I'm going to choose is Daily Guidance from the Angels. Now still, Keep your question in mind, okay? Now let's see what happens here. Your question is still in your mind, okay? We're gonna do this, we're gonna do the question thing probably every week, so you might wanna just write it down beforehand if you want to. So you have it and remember your question each time as we go through this. Okay, let's get the answer to the question from this deck right here, an angel deck. Okay, uh-oh, wedding, woo! Okay. Excuse me. This is the clearing process that happens to me. My voice starts to change. My throat starts to need to be cleared, and I'll probably start yawning soon, and my eyes will start watering. I might even cough, and the same will be happening to you as we start to release and get ready to go into the deeper states of consciousness. This card is wedding. So I don't know what you asked, but this is a wedding card. So maybe you're going to a wedding. Maybe you're going to be in a wedding. Maybe somebody you know is getting married. Maybe you're going to get married. Who knows? Marriage is the union of two souls joined in love, mutual respect, and commitment. It signifies a desire to deepen love over time. Your wedding day is a testament to your well-founded faith in love's power. Continually breathe life into that faith and love, dearest one. Look at her, she's lovely. She's got purple wings, okay? But the book is very revealing, so let's go to the book, because things are not always as they appear on the surface appearance. So this card can mean many, many things. You receive this card because the topic of marriage is related to your question. There's either a wedding in your near future, or the angels are suggesting a renewal of your vows to keep romance alive in your present marriage. This card is surrounded with love and positive energy, so there's no need to worry about its message. Be open to love, romance, and possibilities, and enjoy your life. Additional meanings. You'll receive a romantic or business proposal soon. See, it could be business too. You're experiencing a mystical marriage between your inner male and female. Hopefully, you are deepening your spirituality, and that is also happening simultaneously. You'll meet someone significant at a wedding you attend as a guest. Discuss the topic of marriage with your boyfriend or girlfriend. You'll soon meet your future marital partner. One of your friends or family members will marry soon. Well, I know that's going to happen in my family. There's somebody that's going to get married soon. And we'll have to see how the rest plays out. Think about it for yourself, okay? People are getting married more now in public after COVID. Actually, I did a beautiful wedding ceremony on October 2nd. I'm a minister, a non-denominational minister, and I officiated a beautiful wedding at the end of the seventh ray on October 2nd. And if you've never been to the end of the seventh ray, it is quite a magical place. I actually used to go to the end of the seventh ray about 45 years ago, because at that time I lived in Pacific Palisades, and it was not far, and that was where we would go. And it was magical then. I walked in the bookstore on October 2nd, and it smelled exactly the same as it smelled all those years ago when I went there 45 years ago. It smelled exactly the same. I spent a fortune in that bookstore years ago. I still have a lot of those books, and I cherish them. I probably have over 1,000 books. I'm kind of a bookaholic. So that's that deck. Okay, and now let's go to the Archangel Oracle cards and get a little more info here. Okay? Let's see what we have here. Go back to your question. Think about your question, okay? Let's see what comes up. This is all substantiation and clarification about that question that you thought about and that you presented to get an answer to or clarification to. Okay? Oh. All right. More info on that question. Think of the question again. This is not just for me, guys. This is for you too. Okay? It's going to be relevant for all of you. I mean, I ask before I do this, before I ever get on camera, that what I say and what I choose, or what is chosen and shown to me, is beneficial to everyone who is watching or listening whenever they watch or listen. So this is not my personal reading that you're just watching. Okay, this is for you. Okay. This is teaching and learning. Okay. So here we have a beautiful male angel. And the card is, this is Archangel Zadkiel. He says, keep an open mind and learn new ideas. Then teach these ideas to others. Okay? Teach these ideas to others. All right, let's read the book about it. Look, he's got a book. I was just talking about having books. All the books that I have. I'll tell you something. I have been on a spiritual path since I was a child. And I have so many books and so much knowledge that I was going through. I cleared out one of my bookcases to move everything into my new meditation room. Just one of the bookcases. And I put something else in there, and I took a lot of the books out. And a lot of those books were spiritual books. Some of them that I've had for decades. Some of them very, very old teachings, very, very old books that some of them you can't even get anymore. And I realized what a wealth of information that is. All those years of studying that I did, you know, I actually, many of them had highlighter in them where they've been highlighted and notes in the margins. And I just thought, wow, that's a lifetime of study. My PhD in spirituality, which is not what my PhD is in, but I feel like I have that from all those years of being a student and all those years of studying on my own, very much like the Hermit. You know, the Hermit on the Major Arcana of the Tarot, he's got the lantern and he's got the stick, and his lantern is shining the light, and he's alone, and he's basically used to being alone and studying the wisdom. They're the Hermetic wisdom, okay? And so I have been studying that for a very, very long time. And I actually don't share a lot of that with all of you on these videos, but maybe I'll start. I don't know. I have to wait for the guidance on that. You know, some of it's out there. All right, let's read about this. This is teaching and learning, and this is from the Archangel Oracle cards. Okay, let's see what Zadkiel has to say here. Teaching and learning. Okay, you are a spiritual teacher and an avid learner. Learning and teaching are linked in a perfect cycle. Didn't I say that when I was a kid, when I was a little girl, I was told you have to be a nurse, a teacher, or a secretary, okay? Those were the choices. Well, I guess I'm a teacher, and I guess I'm a nurse, and I guess I'm a secretary, because I do a lot of paperwork. You are a spiritual teacher and an avid learner. I am an avid learner. I will be a lifelong learner, that's for sure. I think it's important for everybody to be a lifelong learner. Learning and teaching are linked in a perfect cycle in which information comes to you when you need it. Teach others about the topics that awaken your passions. The more you teach, the more your lessons are reinforced within yourself. Be open to sharing new ideas and learning about topics that aren't in your immediate sphere of interest. Your students will teach you in many ways too. Trust in your teaching and learning abilities as your mind is one with the divine mind of God. You are an intelligent and wise being. Know that it's safe in this lifetime for you to be outspoken in your teachings. This is so interesting for me, and probably for you too as well. But when I was going through all those books and realizing all those things that I've studied and all those things I learned and all those things I know, I was thinking I should start teaching them more and be more forthcoming in these meditations about some of that information. And I wasn't sure if I should be or not. And then this card comes up. So that is an interesting thing. I will wait for the guidance on that and proceed accordingly. Let's see here. Let's read some more. Working with Archangel Zadkiel. He's the ultimate spiritual professor. He's patient, kind, and he has access to all knowledge. He's widely known for his ability to help human memory function. If you need to remember or memorize any information, ask Zadkiel to assist. Anything that you need to know, Zadkiel is glad to teach you. Just ask him questions. Excuse me, this is the releasing part. Just ask him questions in order to elicit his help. Sometimes Zadkiel uses the Socratic method of teaching, which means that he'll lead you so you can learn for yourself. Being observant of patterns in everything you see, hear, and think is the best way to benefit from Zadkiel's teachings. Keep your eyes open, people. Watch, pay attention, listen, observe. The answers are there. Stay awake, be conscious, so that you can see when the answers are revealed to you. Okay, and part of this has to do with, I know I was talking to somebody yesterday in a session. He doesn't like to eat lunch. And we were talking about that, and I was trying to make him understand and educate him that by eating frequently and eating protein frequently, his brain works better and he can function better. Because when you are in a daze of a low glycemic haze, because you haven't eaten all day long, you're not able to catch the subtleties. You think you are, but you would catch so many more if you had regular protein infusions into your system every 2.5 to 3 hours. You would be much more present in the moment, and you would be much more able to get the guidance that is coming your way. Even though you might think that you're really together and that you're getting a lot of guidance, you'll get a lot more if you don't go so long between eating, okay? During the day, I'm talking about. That's different than intermittent fasting at night. I'm talking about eating every 2.5 to 3 hours during the day. Protein, okay? So an apple doesn't count. Protein, all right? Now, one last draw here. This is going to be from the Indigo deck, the Indigo Angels. Think of your question. I'm going to cut one more time. No. Okay. Think about it. 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 Talk about direction. Okay? I'm going to read to you about this card. Oh. You might want to get a tissue if you're releasing like this. If you're releasing like I am. This means we're getting ready to go deep, which is going to be good. Okay, think about it. Think about it, think about it, think about it, think about it. This card asks you to step back from your current path or thought process and review the situation you're asking about. There's an unseen aspect, and the angels guide you to slow down so you can move forward with the whole picture in sight. This card can also be cautionary. If you are about to make a radical change impulsively, while it may still be the best path, this card asks you to look into the alternatives first. As an indigo, which you are if you are watching this, no matter what your age is. Oh my God. I don't have a cold or anything. This is just what happens. I mean, just what happens. As I start getting ready to do the meditation. As an indigo, you're exquisitely sensitive to energy, and your mission to heal and transform negative energy into positive. However, there's always a better way to do so. This card asks you to research your options for making the healthful changes that are part of your indigo's mission. I was just talking about the healthful change of eating protein every 2.5 to 3 hours. Do that and see what happens to the way your mind works, and see what happens to the way you intuit information and get guidance and pick up on it. It might surprise you. And with that, we are going to go into the guided meditation momentarily. I'm just looking at the clock. So now we're going to start the guided meditation. So make yourself comfortable. I suggest you lie down. Keep your back straight. If you're lying down, have your knees up in the air and your feet planted flat on the ground. It's best if you lie down so you're most comfortable. Let's take some breaths and exhale with the s sound, as if steam is coming off, pressure is coming off. Letting go more and more now. Releasing more and more now. There's no place you have to be, nothing you have to do. Except allow yourself to be open to images, sensations, auditory messages, the sound of my voice. Even if your mind is drifting, even if you are thinking about other things, even if you hang on thoughts that come into your mind, you are still benefiting from this experience. Because a part of you is very interested in what I have to say, and a part of you is very interested in acting and integrating and planting the seeds of what I have to say that resonates with your belief system. Good. I'm going to count from 5 down to 0. And each count will allow you to relax even more and let go even more. Beginning on the count of 5. Feeling your body releasing. Feeling your body relaxing. Feeling your body grateful that you have decided to give your body this time to decompress, to recalibrate, to realign and to heal. Your body can only heal in parasympathetic mode, and that is where you are going now. That is where you are going now. Without any effort on your part. Whether you're paying attention to what I'm saying or whether your mind is drifting, you are going into parasympathetic mode. Continuing on 4, as your body continues to relax from the top of your head, down over your scalp and your face, down around the back of your neck, down around the front of your neck. And on the count of 3, coming down through your torso, the body releasing completely. The liver, the gallbladder, the bile, the spleen, the pancreas, the diaphragm, the all parts of your torso. The obvious parts of your torso and the etheric, non-obvious parts of your torso. The obvious parts of your physical body, the surface appearance parts of your physical body, and the non-obvious, etheric parts of your physical body and your nervous system. Coming down on the count of 2. Down through your legs, down through your thighs, down through your knees, down to the count of 1, the calves releasing, the ankles releasing, the feet releasing. You may have a tendency to feel dryness in your lips, dryness in your mouth. That's fine. If water is nearby, take a sip. If not, lick your lips and swallow. Moving deeper and deeper. In a moment, you'll hear tones. Allow yourself to hear those tones and resonate with them. And any sounds you hear that you recognize as everyday normal sounds do not disturb you in any way. Instead, they allow you to focus even more on your own inner experience. Beginning now to come down on the count of 1, down to 0. Continuing on and going even deeper. Excuse me. Releasing more and more. Letting go more and more. And going even deeper. Imagine that you are where you are right now, lying down. And imagine that you are able to have your etheric body, your astral body, step outside of yourself. Imagine that you actually are able to slip out of your body and see your body still lying there. So although you are still lying there, you also have an awareness of being outside of your body, standing upright. Imagine that you step aside from your reclining body. And in your mind's eye, you put your arms out to your sides with your palms facing forward. Your arms just a little above your shoulders, but straight out. Imagine that you spread your legs so that your legs are shoulder width apart and your body looks like a 5-pointed star. As you stand in that position, that power position, imagine a beautiful golden light shining on you from behind. It feels wonderful. It feels like a warm summer day. The sun, the golden light, is coming in through your root chakra, your lower back, the bottom of your spine. See and feel and imagine and visualize what it feels like to have that beautiful golden energy charging up your sacrum, your root chakra, activating your root chakra, activating it, reviving it, revitalizing it. You might perceive that it starts to go around. You might perceive that it starts to go around in a circle. That's it. Imagine that that fully charged root chakra now is moving up your spine. It's going to be activating all of your chakras. It's moving up now to the navel chakra. It's now moving up from that beautiful orange navel chakra to your solar plexus chakra, which is a beautiful golden yellow. Imagine now that it continues to activate and move up to your heart chakra, which is green. You are reawakening your chakras. You are reawakening your energy. You are realigning your energy to the great source of all that is. Now it's coming up through your back, coming up to your throat chakra, going through the back of your neck to your throat chakra, which is turquoise. See if you can actually feel the activation, the enlivening of your chakras. Now it comes up to your third eye chakra, right in the middle of your forehead, between your eyebrows. Now it comes up to the top of your crown. Visualize and imagine and see yourself standing there with your arms out, your legs apart, shoulder width, your head straight above your spine. Everything activated. The energy is powerful. It's incredible. This is manifestation energy. It's so powerful, it's coming out of your fingertips. See and imagine that. Visualize and feel that. And bring your arms back in now. Cross them in front of you so that each palm is on the opposite, that indentation in the front of your shoulder. So if you just cross your hands in front of you, where your palms lie, those are your moon chakras. You can either do this in real time, or you can imagine your etheric self doing it. Either way. What you are doing is through your palms and through your moon chakras, you are charging up your moon chakras in your shoulder. That's also where your lymph glands are. Some of them anyway. Charge them up and fill them with light and positive energy and healing and love. And now step back inside your body. Allow the etheric, astral version of yourself to get back into the reclining physical body of yourself. Feeling more integrated, feeling more whole, feeling more awake, feeling more conscious, feeling more alert so that you can see the signs and the symbols in everyday life. Because they're there. Feel yourself charged up, as if you've just been plugged in, even though you're relaxed and comfortable. You may even be in a state of yoga nidra, where you feel like you're asleep, but you're not. You're in a very susceptible state for positive change and initiation. This is happening whether you are aware of it or not. This is happening whether you're focusing on it or not. This is happening whether you're hearing every word I say or not. It's just happening. Feeling more and more comfortable and drifting even deeper. You are being activated. The time is now. This is happening because you have found yourself here now, listening to this, hearing this, participating in this. There are no accidents in the universe. There are laws in the universe. Cause and effect is one of them. There are many laws in the universe. The universe is governed by laws, energetic laws. And drifting deeper. You have incarnated at this time for a purpose. You are waking up now to that purpose. You are being called to show up, called to contribute, called to share your experience, your wisdom, your kindness, your compassion to others, those around you, even those you will never see again. Just for that moment, you shared a moment with that person, but still had a profound influence upon them. Your job is to spread wisdom and love. Your job is to awaken others to their full potential. Whatever area you work in or express yourself in, whether it's art, music, singing, dancing, car repair, plumbing, remodeling, construction, whatever it is. What matters is not what it is. What matters is that you use that arena to enhance situations, better situations and things, so that by your touch and exposure, things are better than they were. Better than they were. And drifting deeper. Unhappiness, depression, and anxiety comes from not following the direction you are being given. It comes from not living your life to the full potential that you incarnated to accomplish. You are waking up more and more now to that purpose, to the why. You are getting little inklings, little insights. Pay attention to them. Pay attention to them. Pay attention to the signs and the symbols. They're coming in loud and clear. It has been my pleasure pleasure to share this time with you. Until we meet again, keep your eyes and ears open. Keep your eyes and ears open. I salute you. Many blessings to you. And namaste.